bros, what's happening? What's going on? Welcome back to another product spotlight video. I am super pumped to bring you this review on the Stage Right SRD 215 powered loud speakers. If you guys saw my last speaker review, we took a look at some $8,000 speakers, and a lot of you guys said that's way too rich for my blood. So today I'm bringing you a budget-friendly alternative. This bad boy right here is only $200, and it's part of a family of 3 different speakers. We have the SRD 210, 212, and the 215, which is what I'm going to be reviewing today. Coming in at only 200 bucks, this speaker is jam-packed with features that are perfect for a lot of DJs who are on a budget, DJs who are just getting started, or if you're a mobile wedding DJ like myself, I may have found the perfect ceremony and cocktail hour solution for you guys. So let's take a look at this bad boy right here. This speaker is powered by an industry standard Class D amplifier. It features a 15-inch subwoofer and a tweeter that's 1 3/4 inches. It boasts 1400 watts of power, RMS being at right around 350. Peak output is about 97 dBs, and it comes in at a weight of about 44 pounds. It also comes with some really clutch features out of the box, including a DSP, Bluetooth, and 5 different EQ presets, making setup super easy. So right out of the box with the speaker, you're obviously going to get an IEC power cable and an instruction manual, and of course you're also going to get the speaker. So let's take a closer look at this bad boy, and I'll share with you guys what I think overall. So starting with the front, pretty standard design here. It's got a concave grill, pretty nice, pretty sexy, pretty sleek. I like that it's not going for anything too crazy here. We just got a standard grill. It does not have a lot of give to it, so it does show that it does have pretty decent build quality. It's got a plastic construction. I will say though, it is a pretty sturdy plastic, and the weight actually matches that, because this is not the lightest speaker in the bunch. I myself found it actually quite heavy for a plastic speaker. This thing weighs just under 45 pounds. I think it comes in at about 44 and some change. So it's definitely not the heaviest speaker by any means. The speakers that I personally use now are 60-pound speakers, so this is definitely way lighter. However, this speaker does have some weight to it. On the sides of the speaker, you're gonna notice handles. You have handles on either side, one on the left and one on the right, as well as one on the top. If we take a look at the rear of the speaker, you have your standard layout that you see in most modern speakers, starting with a DSP built in right here to the speaker. Like I mentioned earlier, if you're a wedding DJ, this speaker might be perfect for you, especially for cocktail hours. Why is that, you may say? Well, you can see that you have inputs for both an SD card and a USB. So what I'm thinking is you could just load up an SD card with all the music that you need for your cocktail hour, slip that bad boy right in, press play, and you're good to go. All the controls that you need on a media player are here. You have your play, pause, stop button. You have your loop button to cycle your tracks. You have your fast forward and your rewind button. I will say I am not a fan of these buttons. They do feel a little bit cheap, but it is a $200 speaker. So I just don't like the way they feel. I don't like this chrome accent. I think the speaker would have looked a little bit more premium if they just went with some standard black buttons. Moving on, we have some LED indicators right underneath our DSP control. You have a couple of different EQ selections to choose from. You have your normal, you have your DJ, voice, live, and flat. So most of you guys watching are probably DJs, so you're probably going to be running this in DJ mode. That gives you a little bit of a boost in bass, giving you a punchier sound, versus the normal that gives you a more well-balanced sound. Now when it comes to live, voice, and flat, I found these to be kind of fairly useless unless you're using this strictly for speaking engagements. Maybe for a ceremony I could see you using something like voice, but then again you do have to play the music for the bride and stuff to walk down the aisle to. So for most cases I would just recommend sticking with DJ and getting that boost in the bass side of things. To toggle between the presets is pretty straightforward. All you have to do is just spin this knob here. On top of this knob you also have a couple other LED indicators that indicate whether or not you have power, whether or not you have signal, and a peak or a clip LED as well. Moving on to your inputs and outputs, you have RCA inputs and XLR combo jack, meaning that you can also use 1/4 inch to go in right here. This is a line level input, and right underneath that you do have a mic level input, and it can also double as another line input as well. For your mix out, if you want to link speakers or if you want to give a copy to a videographer, you do have XLR mix out here. On the very bottom, you just have your IEC input and your on-off power switch. Now, normally this is the part of the video where I would give you guys a sound demo. Unfortunately, my channel recently got hit with a copyright strike, so I'm being a little bit more careful about how I go about doing these speaker reviews. I'm gonna do my best to share with you guys the pros and the cons of this speaker and give you guys my opinion on how it sounds. So let's start with some pros, and then we'll work our way into some cons, and I'll tell you guys whether or not this speaker is right for you. So let's start off with the pros. Obviously, we can't neglect that price. It's only a $200 speaker, so if you're a beginner DJ, this thing's perfect. It's way better than what I started out with. It sounds really crisp for an entry-level $200 speaker, and keep in mind that this is just one of a family of 3, so at 150 bucks you can get the 10-inch one, and it's still gonna pack a punch. You could definitely do some gigs, make some money really easy by buying a set of speakers like this. Now, if you're, let's say, an intermediate or a DJ that's working higher end events, then this might not be the speaker for you. It's obviously a budget conscious speaker. A lot of you guys may have heard of the company Monoprice. They're actually the people behind this speaker. They're definitely not out here to reinvent the wheel. They're a budget conscious company, but for what it is, at 200 bucks, it's a great buy for anybody, especially if you want to use this thing for like cocktails or ceremony. That's a great deal. Another thing I like about this speaker is the fact that it has built-in Bluetooth. This year in particular, I have gone all in on Bluetooth. At first, I was a little bit sketched out. I wasn't sure whether or not I wanted to go full-fledged Bluetooth, but let me tell you this. I have committed to Bluetooth. All my ceremonies, all my cocktail hours this year have been conducted using Bluetooth. And quite frankly, I gotta say, I'm not looking back. It's so nice being able to just connect my iPad, my iPod, whatever it may be, and just play the music right from there versus having to plug in a bunch of cables on the back of my speaker. And this thing is super Bluetooth ready. I'm telling you, it is super easy to connect. With some other speakers, I found that it's a nightmare trying to get the Bluetooth to connect. With this thing, it was so easy in fact that it does it automatically. All you have to do is just toggle the mode button on the back of this speaker, go to Bluetooth, and it'll pop up right on your phone. And if you've connected it once, then you've connected it for life, because now every time I plug this thing in, turn it on, it connects to my phone right away. No connection issues, and the sound from Bluetooth to the speaker is pretty damn good. It sounds crystal clear. I've been using Spotify for my cocktail hours, and that's how I stream my music to my speaker. I also love the fact that this thing is freaking loud. It'll get up there for ceremonies, for cocktail hours. This is more than enough. You could probably get away with just using one for ceremonies and one for cocktail hours, because this thing is pretty damn loud. Now, this brings me to the cons. The company claims that it can reach 97 dBs of peak sound, and quite frankly, for my testing, I could not get it to reach that high. And if I could get it to reach that high, I noticed that the sound crossing 92 dBs, it started to get really harsh and really muddy. So I just don't recommend that you crank it up that high trying to get it to 97 dBs. If you need its sound to be that loud, this is not the speaker for you. Again, it's only a $200 speaker, so asking it to output 97 decibels is quite a lot. Not saying that it can't reach it. I personally couldn't get it to reach based on my testing. However, it probably could. Companies will often boast stats like that because they can. So here's the way it kind of works. So let's say you're playing a song, and if at some point that speaker does hit that 97 mark, then they can technically claim that it does hit 97. This happens happens with wattage also. You'll see companies, you know, boast like 3,000 watts or some crazy number like that, and then you find that RMS or continuous, it's nowhere near that. Technically, you know, those stats aren't lies. However, it might just be a quick second, a quick millisecond where this speaker can cross those numbers. However, what I found is that you're personally gonna struggle to get it to hit 97 dBs. I'm definitely not comfortable pushing this speaker to those levels, but trust me when I say this, 92 dBs, this speaker still sounds great. Now, whenever I do speaker reviews on budget conscious speakers, I always complain about the bass, and I'm happy to report that the speaker doesn't suffer from bass. It has a really nice punchy sound. However, I had the opposite problem with this one. Playing it at higher levels, I found that the highs, they get a little bit harsh. When I started pushing this thing, I found that the highs, they can get a little bit uncomfortable. However, not saying that it sounds bad, because again, if you're not going too high with these speakers, you're gonna be fine. And for, I would say, 99% of the people watching this video, they're totally gonna be fine. But again, just bear in mind, this is not the speaker to go with if you want something that's like really loud, like right in your face. That's not the speaker. This is a great speaker if you're doing smaller events. If you're doing like small to medium size events, you can definitely rock with two of these and you'll get the job done. But overall, for 200 bucks, this is a great deal. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't have a dedicated ceremony or cocktail speaker, you need to go out and pick up one of these bad boys, because they are absolutely perfect for that. I know a lot of you guys watching or wedding DJs, so if you're looking for a great speaker to do your ceremonies, to do your cocktail hours, this is one. Bros, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this speaker, please don't hesitate to leave them down in the comments of this video. If you want to support my channel so that I can keep making more videos like this just for you, please smash that like button. Let's see if we can get 500 likes on this video. Be sure to subscribe if you're new around here, and don't forget to turn on that bell so that you can be notified next time we do another speaker review video. Till next time, DJ Barr signing off. Peace.